Hello, I'm Donald Leggett, and welcome to the latest London South East CEO interview. I'm joined today by Paul Langworthy, the CEO of 7 Digital, which, as you know, is the global leader in B2B end-to-end digital music solutions. Yesterday, 7 Digital announced contract wins in the fitness industry, which is a strategic growth market for DIG. We're taking this opportunity to put some investor questions to the CEO, and the company currently has a market cap of around £27 million. Greetings, Paul. It is absolutely great to have you back on London South East.
Hi, Donald. Thank you for reminding me. Always good to take the opportunity to speak to our wider shareholder community. So welcome the chance to say hello.
And presumably you, like the rest of England, thoroughly enjoyed last night, did you, Paul?
I did indeed. I watched it with my 2 sons who were jumping up and down. Far too late at bedtime, but yeah, a much needed celebration for the country, I think. So roll on Sunday night.
Yeah, there was a lot of bad dancing to footballs coming home.
I think so.
Great. Now let me start with yesterday's announcement. New contract wins in the fitness space. Always good to welcome new contract wins. Barry's has 77 fitness studios globally and is moving online. Volava is a Spanish online fitness platform with hopes to expand. Are these contracts typical of the momentum that you're seeing in the fitness space?
Yes, very much so. Barry's Bootcamp, as you say, 77 locations, just a bricks and mortar brand, now moving online. We're seeing that as an emerging trend. Volava is an existing service based out of Spain, and that's looking to expand quite rapidly. And that's in addition to the contracts we've already signed with the likes of Apex Rides and with Form, in addition to our pipeline of additional fitness contracts through the rest of this year. It really does emphasize the sort of vibrancy and excitement that we're seeing in fitness. You know, this is an exciting market, a growing market. COVID absolutely has lit this space up for us, and we're really excited about that. And it will provide a significant revenue contribution for us in this year and into next year as well. The major record labels as well have been, great partners to us in licensing the fitness market. There's such a huge demand that they've made that process a lot easier, and they've been really good partners. And we've been able to take benefit of that in bringing more fitness companies to the market as well. And to meet that demand, we've been making our own improvements to our product, to our platform, that are going to help us fulfill the client capacity we need, specifically in relation to how people build playlists, how fitness instructors build playlists for music in the live fitness experience, and also how you integrate with publishing clearances to make it much easier to ensure you've got fully licensed music within a fitness experience. So all of that underpinning development work we've done in our technology is enabling us to take advantage of this huge demand we're now seeing in the fitness market. So very much emblematic of what we're seeing in the fitness space for sure.
It's probably worth mentioning that actually the back end of cataloging and getting permissions and so on is a complete nightmare. So what you're doing is you're absolutely taking on board all those difficulties and turning them into a solution for the clients.
That's right. So what we're trying to do is make it as easy as possible for fitness companies to bring their product to market. Licensing is a complex landscape to navigate, so we can help our clients with that process. And as I've said, the rights holders are making that easier for us now. If you're not licensed properly, you can be sued a hell of a lot of money. So we take that problem away from our clients, and that's evidence of the feedback that we're getting from our client base that we're signing up. And some of the feedback we've had from our clients that we have signed on have expressed that our product and our platform is the best in the fitness industry for enabling just that, actually.
Okay, you've mentioned COVID there. UK is coming out of COVID, the world economies are coming out of COVID. Are you finding that's a better marketplace for you? And did you encounter difficulties with COVID when it was happening? At the time, the sort of messaging was that COVID was beneficial to you, but perhaps not entirely so.
Well, when COVID first hit, undoubtedly when COVID first hit, I think everybody saw a slowdown in the market in the first half of 2020. Undoubtedly, that was a concern. But what we did see with COVID was this emergence of new opportunity and consumption models for music. So we talk about home fitness, we talk about social media, and these things are here to stay. And as we got used to COVID and living with it, companies were seeing the opportunities that would emerge. And we're beginning to realize that through our pipeline now. You talk about better economies. Of course, better economies are better for us as companies grow in confidence to launch new services, to bring new music offers to market. There are trends that we did see pre-COVID. So home fitness was a growing market pre-COVID. But as we emerged from COVID through the summer of 2020 into 2021, what we have seen is a real fire lit under that market and a real demand now from fitness companies to offer home fitness experiences with fully licensed music services within it. So yes, COVID had an impact in the early part of the year last year, but we're now really seeing that create great opportunity for us and the clients that we're bringing to market.
So if you could give us a sense of current trading, current revenues, what are the trends you're seeing? What were your revenues last year and what your predictions might be for this year?
Okay, sure. So we did revenue of 6.5 million last year. We had EBIT of 1.4 loss, but that was half from 2.8 the previous year. Obviously, I can't provide any numbers for the future that aren't in the public domain. But I think, as I said in our outlook, in the results that we did launch, that we're already seeing a great demand for fitness and for social and for artist monetization through this year and into next. And we're really excited about the prospects for that. We've already signed multiple new multi-year contracts this year. So Kawaishu, Form, Barry's that we've already talked about. And as those revenues ramp up in the second half of this year, in addition to our pipeline in the rest of 2021, we're on track for a significant full year of growth. We've also got significant renewals and contract expansions to come through this year as well. And the independent analyst forecast showed a 30% revenue growth and a positive EBITDA for the full year in 2021. And we're comfortable with that number.
So there's lots of repeat revenues built in there.
Lots of repeat revenues, lots of recurring revenues, and importantly, long-term contracts as well. We're seeing increasingly contracts being signed for 24 months, even 36 months with some of our customers. And that gives us a lot more predictability in the revenue that we're going to see through the rest of this year into 2022, which is really, really good for us. But predictable revenue is really important for us.
Lots more visibility.
Absolutely that, yeah.
Okay, now we took this opportunity to ask the 7 digital investors of London South East what questions they would really like to ask you. We received a whole range of really useful questions. So a huge thanks to all those who took the opportunity to write into us. Let's start with profitability. Glenn Ellis asks if 7dig was actually operationally profitable in the second half of 2020. And he says the results showed this simply wasn't true. If you could clear up the confusion for us, please, Paul.
Yeah, indeed. And I'm glad I got the opportunity to answer this important question, actually. Our stated aim was to become operationally profitable by the end of the year. And we reached EBITDA positivity at the end of Q4. And as I've just mentioned, the analyst forecast is for a full year of EBITDA positive in 2021. And if I could look forward to 2022, just based on securing our forecasted pipeline for this year, we're going to see significant growth in revenue and EBITDA in 2022 without adding any additional revenue in next year. So we've really transitioned and positioned this business for growth through 2021 and into 2022. So as we look forward to the 21 numbers and the 22 forecast, I'm hoping that people will be as excited as I am about our prospects there.
John George Stamp believes that paragraph referencing material uncertainty relating to a going concern has caused investors to sell the shares. Now, from my perspective, as I understand it, I believe that you've inherited business in turnaround, but I thought you'd successfully refocused the business. So what was that material uncertainty statement all about? Was that something the accountants might have insisted on?
Well, indeed, but firstly, you are absolutely right. We have transitioned this business. We have turned it around. We've massively reduced costs, and we position ourselves immensely well for growth from here on. And I think it is important to say that the company is a going concern. There's no issue there. That was signed off by the auditors and by the directors. And in respect to the material uncertainty, which is separate, as we said in the RNS, that is relating to a short-term liquidity issue, but we do see that as an accounting issue. You know, the bar is higher for the audit industry post-COVID in relation to material uncertainty. We know that, but we're confident this just isn't going to cause us a problem. We've got a huge support from the major shareholders should we need it, and we've got a really vibrant pipeline through the rest of this year that will bring cash into the business. So we're really confident this won't cause us a problem.
Okay, good answer.
I hope that answers your question.
It does indeed. Now, Rex Clothier asks, are you selling the 7dig product too cheaply? Which I say is always a useful question for a business to ask itself.
It's actually a really good question, and one we've asked ourselves in the past. It's actually, well, the short answer is no, we don't sell the product too cheaply. That's the short answer for you. But there are a few things that we have to consider when we're creating a pitch and a proposal for a client around the commercial terms. For example, its value to them, the size of the customer, what their technology capability is in respect to music already, but also our competitors, and where they're pricing. So these are things that we have to consider when we're looking at how we pitch commercials to a particular client. I'd like to be able to charge £1 million a year to each client, but that's just not the reality. But what we have done is deliberately move away from being dependent on one or two very high-paying clients. The business, you may well remember, has been there in the past, and if those contracts fall away, the company, found itself in a bit of trouble. So we've absolutely and deliberately moved away from that issue, and we've got a really nice fee mix, client size mix now, large, medium, and small, and that gives us a really good blend of predictable revenue from a different client base at different fee levels, and I think that's a really positive place for us to be, and gives us much more of a solid base for the company to build from.
Okay, both Peter Smith and Cadlex wanted to know when the next set of results might be, and asked if there could be more depth to the financial reporting next time, with different sectors and product lines broken out. They're interested in hearing about, more about the numbers, basically.
Yeah, okay, so our next set of results will be the half years that come out by the end of September in 2021. We do provide a breakdown by product line within the results, but we do have to be careful. With some of our clients like to remain anonymous in terms of giving very specific breakdown by verticals, because that would potentially reveal who those customers are. I can say that we've done about £1 million worth of contracts in the fitness space already, and a similar revenue number within the social media space too. So about £1 million there. And we're also really excited about where the artist monetization market's going to land up. There's a lot of prospect there that we're excited in terms of new revenue coming to the business through the rest of this year, mainly into 2022. But to give more of a flavour, unfortunately, would be a little bit sensitive commercially with our clients, I'm afraid.
Okay, and one from me. It's famously said that most AIM companies are either terribly undervalued or terribly overvalued. Truly, I've seen that so many times. So why has the 7dig share price been falling? And why has all that value you've been telling about throughout the rest of these questions and answers, why has that not been better reflected in the share price, do you think?
Yeah, difficult to answer that one exactly, but all we've been doing is focusing on driving the business forward, getting the business to profitability. And we put the company on a very, very sound footing, and we're really well positioned for growth in this year and into 2022. And as long as we keep delivering on that, I think the share price will take care of itself. We're signing great contracts with great brands across those key strategic areas that I've talked about to the market before. We're delivering on that. And as we move the business from that transitional phase into one of EBITDA positivity, huge revenue growth, as you'll see in 2021 and into 2022, we're really confident the market's going to understand and realise the value of the 7digital business. We're very confident in that.
So when do you expect to be profitable?
We'll do a full year of profit, EBIT positive in 2021. That's the analysts have forecast that, and we're comfortable with that number. With the 30% revenue increase as well is the analyst assessment of our revenue. And again, that's a number we're comfortable with. And that gives us an even better springboard for even larger EBITDA and huge revenue growth in 2022.
And who are your analysts?
Arden.
Fantastic. And a great final question from Sandra Smith, who says, where do you see the company in 12 months' time?
Profitable, Donald, absolutely. No, we're going to continue to really drive growth in the fitness market. That isn't going anywhere, and that's a core focus of the business, undoubtedly. And you're going to see more news on that through this year into next, absolutely. Social media, we've already talked about previously, and artist monetization. And then those are three key strategic areas that we're going to continue to drive. But we're also seeing new emerging opportunities in areas like gaming. When we've signed a prototype agreement with one of the leading innovators in the gaming market, and the revenue that's going to come from music in gaming back into the music industry is going to dwarf the revenue that is being realized from subscription streaming today. So the potential in the gaming market and music in gaming is absolutely enormous. So that's something we're going to give a lot of focus in through the end of this year and into 2022. We're also seeing an opportunity to provide a growing artist community with new and self-releasing artists, new opportunities through our B2B partnerships and beyond, which is quite an exciting and growing area as well. But needless to say, myself, the board, the directors, we're really happy with the direction of travel and where we're heading. And we're really excited. I've never been more excited about the future prospects of Seven Digital, given the hard work we've done and how we've positioned ourselves to take advantage of this growing market. We're in a really good position, and we're looking to push on through the rest of this year and into next.
Paul Langworthy, we're out of time. Paul Langworthy, the CEO of Seven Digital, joined us today. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for your patience. And if you're a Seven Digital investor, you'll find more free data and share price information about Seven Digital on the London Southeast bulletin board pages. And you can also follow us on Twitter at London Southeast. And to get alerts to interviews like this one, you can subscribe to our London Southeast YouTube channel, where we put out relevant interviews all the time. Thank you so much for watching, and do stay safe.